Somebody get him a banana. He's chimping out. Come on over here and chimp out. He chimping out. He said, what's...
They hate black people, but you know who they hate more than black people? Flexible boys who engage in flexible activities. All right? That very same group of people is about to turn on you, man.
Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block? Now, when I first he was a virgin, and I'm having a hunch that he probably hasn't been since me and my ex-wife. We can start small, buddy. I got you, but you don't have to cap. Like, if you're gonna say that, we say the whole truth, okay? Now, with that being said, why do I peg? Because it's a hustle and it helps me get through college. I'm still in college, but now I don't have a choice. I will forever be a top because I had a surgery.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to the 144,000. As you see in this clip right here, this is about this guy, Chud, Chud the Builder, I guess his name is, and he's been going around antagonizing Jake. All right, calling them the N-word and telling them to chimp out. All right, I'm going to, put some videos in the post-production if I can find any that's bleeped out for YouTube. But, yeah, so he ended up, coming in contact with this individual right here. All right, let me see if I can find some more of the interaction. Yeah, this is him. He talking to this individual right here, and this is Poetic Flacco, fair use. Who's a transgender, okay? Come to find out, she used to peg this guy. I just did a video about that pegging shit, bro. I told you that shit is a fucking it's a disease, man, okay? And it's spreading. But you got guys who act masculine, act tough, and this, that, and the third, act like they a man, but they into that pegging shit secretly, man. Which shows you this place is wicked, man. We are in the worst place in Sodom and Gomorrah. But that's not the reason why I'm doing this lesson. I want to do this lesson because of something she said. Let's play this.
Stomach by teaching you how to eat real food?
Yes. So that's
what was your name again?
I'm Lana, but that's
Lana.
Why I'm confused what happened to you, because you're not racist. I know that.
They all racist, okay? And all Edomites are, I ain't gonna say all of them, but most Edomite men are homosexuals. Most Edomite men are low down or down low, if not openly, homosexuals, man. They all into that. So this guy right here, Chud, you see, come to find out, he ran to somebody he knew from the past. This person was, is a professional pegger. And she said majority of her clientele is Edomite men. She didn't say Edomite, she said white men, but we know they're Edomites according to the Bible. All right, but let's go further, okay? Because not only did they pull this guy out of, a Pegasaurus, I want to touch on something she said right here at the end, man. Just listen to this video because it's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. And if you're not paying attention, if you simple, you'll fall for this stuff. A lot of our people, Jake is getting, overly emotional, about this guy when he comes out there. And really, he's a agent provocateur, okay? This is what I'm about to show you. This guy's an agent provocateur. He's trying to get Jake to react a certain way or do something to incite a race war, okay? This is what they want. This is what these Edomites want. They want to bring in a race war because in their small minds, they think they're going to win.
She responded back to the backlash for being friendly to Chud, and here's what she had to say. All right, now she tried to redeem herself. I'm not.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lily Venus, and I am live in the flesh with an update on Chud the Builder. Do y'all like my cowboy hat? What are you going to say? I'm defending him because I got a cowboy hat on, stupid. Anyway, sorry. That was to all the idiots yesterday on my But if you are new here, yes, I did personally talk to Chud the Builder, and he was nice to me. And of course he was nice to me because I knew him before he was Chud. Literally, not just me. There are several people that are now coming clean that, hey, we used to kick it with this guy. But guess what? Dalton has passed away. Moment of silence for Dalton. He has passed away. Dalton has been dead for a while now. We are not looking at Dalton. The body is Dalton, but the spirit is Chud. And guess what? You want to know what I found out? Your favorite politicians, your local doctors, and your local lawyers are sponsoring.
What I told you the other day in the video I did a week ago or so about, these lynchings. The KKK are your doctors, your politicians, your nurses, your, police officers, your firefighters. Those are the KKK. Okay, when you see them Edomites pull up on that damn fire truck and they acting like they here to help, understand on their free time, they're demons. Okay, and when the push comes to shove, these Edomites going to show you exactly who they are. Let's play some more.
Which is why, once again, I told you guys, don't chimp out. Don't react, because this is all a psyop. First of all, look at the name, Chud the Builder.
She said it's all a psyop. Okay, she said it's all a psyop. And guess what? There's many psyops going on, man. And if you're not circumspect, if you're not in the spirit, you're going to fall for it.
If you know anything about Freemasonry, I don't even need to say anymore. Like, it's a psyop. It's a...
I always mention this Freemasonry stuff in my videos because it's a real thing. Okay, the whole Freemasonry thing. These are people. Like I told you, I got a coworker that work right next to me. He a fucking Freemason. This nigga write it on everything. Low level, he don't know what the hell he a part of, but that's a real thing. Okay, I wish more channels talked about it. Truth channels talked about it more, because that shit is real. All right, and even when you got going to that movie Great State, they showed you how the ones who will be doing the beheadings. Or in the movie, they showed you the ones that was doing the beheadings were the Freemasons. All right, they had on a Freemason apron. That's why they killed that guy and his whole family. Okay, that was a very important part that was showed in that movie that got that man's whole family killed, and that's for a reason, because they don't want you to know who they are. Okay, but Chud the Builder, and many like him. Okay, many like him. All these guys, Whack 100, Charleston White, Andrew Tate. All these individuals have sold out. Okay, they're all juiced in. All right, to get famous on these platforms and make a major name for yourself and be a household name or whatever, you don't get there without selling out to the devil. You got to dance with the devil.
To push the New World Order, Agenda 2030, to incite a race war.
So I
don't even need to say anymore. Like,
if this person who claims to be a professional pegger, okay, a transgender, I guess it's a woman, and she tried to go get a rod, and they end up, mutilating her genitals. Now she's trying to get donations for her genitals to get her genitals back. So even if this person can understand what the hell going on, why can't you? Okay?
It's a psyop. It's a psyop to push the New World Order, Agenda 2030, to incite a race war. So every time y'all do something, you're helping them. You're helping them push their agenda a little bit further. And the reason why he's now acting out against his own people, white people, is because he needs to become so nationally known that when somebody does take him out, and if it's one of us, there's your race war. But y'all are so stuck on me telling y'all to not react and coming at me for looking sleepy after I worked a 22-hour shift,
22
telling me I need to be raped and killed.
Okay.
Trade pro golf majors on Robinhood.
That 22-hour shift. So lucky for that. All right, but come on, bro.
Our last comment section when I got on the.
So let me see if I can bring that back.
Chud the Builder.
All right, so you see this picture right here. I want to show this before I lost it. All right, so it says Chud the Builder, public safety alert, a warning to the Reedman population, your safety. Okay, do not. It says, I think it says do not engage. He carries a gun. He carries bear spray. So this devil, he goes out, and he's been proven in this video to be an agent provocateur. Okay, he goes out with a gun and bear spray on him, and is purposely antagonizing people to get a reaction, man. Okay, to get a reaction. Okay, and this is why we got to remain spiritual in these last days, because these devils is busy, man. All right, let's go right here. It says, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. So like if for the phone went all over the place. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. It says in the AMP, to keep Satan from taking advantage of us. And that's what these devils trying to do. They're trying to take advantage of you. That's why they want to play upon your emotions. They got this fat, chubby Edomite dude out there talk about N-words. And I ain't going to, if I can find some of his clips that's beeped out, I'll put it in post-production. But you should already know who this guy is by now. All right? He goes around, he antagonizing Jake to do something to him, to touch him. And he tell him, yeah, go ahead and chimp out. And then as they get close or get, to the point of putting hands on them, giving them a case of the beats, he pulls out a gun or he pulls out his bear spray and says, I'll bear spray you, I'll mace you. Okay? So he's definitely an agent provocateur. He's trying to provoke you. It says, to keep Satan from taking advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his schemes. And that's why I play that part right there, because ultimately this is a scheme. Okay? Somebody's funding this guy to go out there and, you know, be a demon. And then, you know, you got Kick and all these platforms that allow him to go in there and say the N word and this, that, and the third. And, you know, if you go around and say the J word, they taking your shit down. But you can go say the N word. This is going to show you that somebody's backing this. People are backing this individual. And what that demon said about the politicians, your lawyers, and this and the third backing this guy, I don't doubt it. Okay, because what you got to understand is this are people who are not connected and united and working together. But these Edomites, even though they appear to be separate and segregated, they're working together behind the scenes, man. All right. And I won't be surprised if they sending this guy out as an agent provocateur to get a reaction out of, you know, you Jakes, and then to ultimately, you know, bring in a race war, so they can bring in martial law, Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, and they're gonna come down upon you Jakes. What happened with the CK thing, Charlie Kirk? They were saying white man fight back. Well, that nigga got allegedly supposedly he got, you know, off by his own people. But why they were saying white man fight back? They looking for a reason to come for you Jakes, bro. That's all they looking for, a reason to come for the Israelites, man. Jeremiah 30:7. We're gonna grab the next, Lord willing, but it says, and this is what it's about too. It says, Genesis chapter 4 and verse 9, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched down as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. And that's the whole point. They're trying to rouse Jake up. They're trying to get a reaction out of Jake. They really want Jake to start going buck wild. All right. And then they can, order out of chaos, bring in the peace. Okay. Or bring in order from the chaos. Okay. And Esau is doing this constantly, where he'll try to race bait Jake. You know, I did a video a couple weeks ago about a Jake that got hung behind the police station. And he happened to be a Latino. But he got hung behind a police station. And guess what? They do shit like this to get a reaction out of you, Jake, saying Jake ain't reacting. Jake is still slumbering like that old lion. Okay? But there's going to be something that's going to rouse Jake up, and they're going to be, you know, getting on these Edomites' head, which is what they want. These elites want, so they can, you know, go through with their next move. Okay? This is why it's important to understand prophecy, because we understand what all this leads up to. It says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and until him shall the gathering of the people be. So the point was, they're trying to make Jake get roused up. All right, that's what Chud, the builder, okay, is all about. He's all about getting a reaction out of Jake, being an agent provocateur to make Jake lash out, act up, so the government will be, basically seen as okay for coming down with the wrath they about to bring. All right. What else about to grab? Oh yeah, Isaiah 4. I mean, not Isaiah 4:1. And that's coming too. But let's go to Jeremiah. All right, close out with Jeremiah 30. All right, because this is the time we're coming into, and it's our job to warn you of this. What was it? Is it? Hold on. Maybe I'm. Okay, no, I know I wasn't crazy. It says Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse. Get right to the point. Verse 4, it says, and these are the words that the Lord YAHAWASHI spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, you have enemies, okay? And I seen this guy Chud. He talked shit to Jake, so-called Negroes and so-called Hispanics, man. Okay, so that shows you that we have a common enemy. It says, for thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ain't gonna be no peace out here, bro. This shit about to get buck wild out here. And that's why we've been telling you to repent, to get right with YAHAWASHI, to be in this proper spirit in these last days, because you got enemies, bro. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies. Yeah, we got enemies, bro. And these devils, they're doing little schemes. I got to do a video. I got a video in the archive I got to pull up soon, too. It was a video about a UPS driver who got invited into this guy's house, you know, as he was delivering a package, and he ended up dead. Come to find out, that guy was linked to a group of individuals that was doing the same shit to delivery guys, Jake delivery guys, all over America. Just ended up coming up dead, showing up missing, man. So you Jakes are under attack, especially you Israelite men. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not hip to what's going on, hey, you're gonna be destroyed out here, man. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Block you for the noise. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned. So tell me, this is about to be bad out here. And niggas is gonna be scared, bro. Niggas that do not know YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, that ultimately reject the Lord, that took pride in their weapons and their guns and this and the third, niggas gonna be scared, bro. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved by it. Which is talking about the elect, man. Alright, the elect will be delivered from this time we coming into. They will be saved from this destruction. But the majority of our people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians out here, that they don't want to repent, you unrepentant Israelites, you're going to be led in these traps and these snares. That's all it is. Chud the Builder is a snare and a trap. And I want to grab that too, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to. Somebody's going to come for it. Alright, well, that being said, I'm going to say, Shalom, coming to our love, Shalom.